We start with 1 hour chart. Okay, first of all, if we refer to our analysis in my last video when the price was here, we mentioned if we get any buy setup, because we mentioned if exactly the price was here, we mentioned if the price drop, we can look for buy, and with the breakout of the top, we need to start to manage. Actually, we didn't have really good trade setup. But what I want to mention here that in that analysis, we mentioned one of the option to look for buy in case the price sharply move from there. I mean, from this after this correction, okay, to have entry above the top. What I want to show you that here, mention here is that every time we mention having entry above the top is really risky. That's why we mentioned if you want to have entry above the top, if the trade within 1 or 2 or maximum 3 hours is not moving after the price tag, we shouldn't stay with the trade. As we can see, if anyone's wanted to have entry above this top, exactly 1, 2, 3 candle the price after tag, it couldn't continue and break. Okay, that's why when we have entry above the top, that this is the reason why we mention is really risky. Easily price can tag reverse. That's why every time I mention within 1 or 2 hours or maximum 3 hours, if it's not moving, we take out the trade. Exactly, you see after 3 hours the price couldn't continue, and this is what we get. This is the risk of the having entry above the top. That's why every times when we're looking for the trade, we mention to get the trade set up. And whenever we talk about the entry above the top, I point that this is very risky. Okay, and this is if the traders they have experience, they can uh, trade with entry above the top rather than that, which they shouldn't. Okay, even if you go move to 15 minute, we see the first time price tag, but we see it's not moving. When the second times the price reverse, this is where you should take out the trade. And especially we're from a 1 hour chart. When we see 3 1 hours candle is there, but it's not moving. That's why every time we mention based on first and the second. If not, we take out the trade. Now we want to see what's the next and how we can look for next trade. Okay, in this case, we move to forward daily chart. Based on daily chart, we have nothing. Just we need to look for this correction, see how's the next, and whether we can get any trade set up. But the only thing is this one can tend to a correction in relative to this for one more drop. That means this one may turn to a deeper correction. Okay, we need to know about that. This if you want to take the trade, and if we move to forward chart, based on forward chart, we put our. I mean, since the price was within this move, we put our line here 32.5. That's why we mentioned if there is a drop, still we can expect the price tag this line. Okay, no, the things is we need to wait and see whether there is a continuation and the price can come to 32.5. Then from there we see whether there is a continuation or not. Okay, because if there is a continuation, mostly we will look at this as a correction relative to this for one more drop. Now the question is if this one continue and break this line, whether can we expect the price to retest this low or not. By the way, we don't have any trade set up whether for buy or sell, and even if we put our trend line here, it's meaningless because uh, it doesn't show us the trade. Okay, just leave it as where it was. And now we move to one more thing. How about if we put this one in relative to this? Okay, yeah, based on this one we can see the divergence, and 1 hour we have nothing. Sorry, MACD we have nothing, but we cannot rely on the divergence at this time point. Okay, and if we move to 1 hour chart, okay, how about if we put this one in relative to this? Okay, we see the divergence. And how about the MACD? MACD also will have a divergence, but the thing is, now we want to see what's the next. Whether we usually when we have this kind of the sharp move, if we get any reversal, still we can expect the price to retest the top. Okay, that's why if we want to look for trade any sharp move with a correction of lag, we can look for buy. Okay, that's why right now we don't have any trade set up whether for buy or sell. If you want to look for sell, we need to get the correction similar to what I draw here. If you want to look for buy, we need to get the sharp move with the flag. But right now we have not, we don't have any trade set up. The only thing is we need to wait and see what we will get from here. From there we can look for the next trade. But if we get any sell setup, for example from here, as long as the price drop to 32.5, we need to be quite careful, may the price reverse from there. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup. The only thing is we just follow the chart. We see what we will get from here and how we can trade it. In this case, if I see any update, I will share. Thanks.